Here's your neighborhood moment, a chance to find out about events, activities, and what's happening in your area.
Welcome to Northeast Tacoma's Neighborhood Moment. My name is Ann Loxon, and I'm a 26-year resident of Northeast Tacoma and a board member of the Northeast Tacoma Neighborhood Council. Today, we are talking with Ryan McCarty and his father, Russ McCarty, about Ryan's Eagle Scout project, which was sponsored by the Northeast Tacoma Neighborhood Council. Ryan is a Life Scout in Boy Scout Troop 361, working towards his Eagle Scout rank. One of the many requirements for becoming an Eagle Scout is to lead a service project for the benefit of the community. There are literally thousands of possible Eagle Scout projects. Some involve building things and others do not. There have been all kinds: making bird houses for an arboretum, conducting bicycle safety rodeos, constructing park picnic tables or benches, upgrading hiking trails, planting trees, conducting well-planned blood drives, and on and on. Welcome, Ryan and Russ. Ryan, we'll start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your Eagle Scout project?
Well, yes. So my Eagle Scout project did involve installing and designing trail signs down in Julius Gulch.
Great. We all know Julius Gulch is a great resource for Northeast Tacoma.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there. It's fun. There's trails down there, and now with my project, you can safely navigate around there.
Great. I haven't been down there in a few years. What's it like?
Well, there's a lot of trees. The people that go down there, there's a group called the Neighbors of Northeast Tacoma, and they go down there and fix up the trails and stuff. And so they've gone down there, and the trails look great down there, and it's just a really beautiful place to go.
Great. What did they do to fix up the trails?
So they bushwhack and clear it so they're walkable trails.
Great. What's the type of things that they're clearing out? What type of vegetation?
Mainly blackberry bushes and stuff down there.
Right. Yeah. So how do you get there?
So down North Point Way is the road, and there's a little off parking lot, and that is the parking lot for Julius Gulch. And there is one big trail sign that was installed, also part of my project, that can lead you through can tell you where to go to get to the entire trail system.
Great. I think that parking lot's actually for one of our parks in Northeast Tacoma. Do you remember what the name of that park is?
I do not.
I think it's Viewpoint Park. Yeah,
Viewpoint.
Yeah. So that'd be a good way if people want to come check it out. Look for the Viewpoint
Yes,
Park sign,
yes.
Park in the parking lot, and then from there follow your sign to Julius Gulch. That's great. Can you get lost in there?
Well, that is where my trail signs come in. We installed 5 trail signs down there at each of the forks in the trails that essentially will lead you on the right path to get around. It'll tell you how long each section of the trail is.
Great. So the signs show where to go and how long it is?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Can you tell us what all went into the planning and execution of this project?
Oh, there was a lot. It started out, I had to get a grant from the city, because this is not really a cheap project. This costed a lot of money. So I had to get a grant, and there was innovative grant applications for city projects like this that people could apply for, and I obtained one of those. And after that, it was a lot of emailing and calling to make sure this was okay to do down there. I'm not just installing signs out of whatever. But then I had to go pick up the supplies, and I had to assemble. I'd tell my scout troop everything about it, and tell them the date I wanted to do it, and I'd coordinate that with the city and Metro Parks, and yeah, and then became the day that I came to do it, and I had to just help her coordinate with everyone how they're going to do it, and I had to project manage everything.
How did you go about determining what materials to use for the signs?
Well, Metro Parks actually had a standard on what to use for each of the materials out there.
How many people helped you?
I'd say around 15 to 20 people.
Wow, that's great. Did you run into any problems during the installation?
There wasn't really any major problems, but there was like we had an auger, which is like a 2-man pretty much digging thing, and so we were digging one of the holes and it wouldn't go through, and there's just a lot of like rock and stuff in the material in the ground.
Oh, okay.
But we eventually got through it, and it took a lot of digging and breaking through, but we got through it.
I believe Julius Gulch is a former gravel pit, right? So
yeah, yes.
Probably would be a lot of rocks in that. That's great. So is the project complete now?
Yes, we have got all the sign-offs for it, and the project is complete and ready to see.
So now that it's all done, what else is left for you to become an Eagle Scout?
Well, I just have a few more signatures to make sure like everything is squared away. I've got all my merit badges done. I have all my like requirements as like leadership and stuff. So I just need a few more signatures, and I shall have it soon.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
How long have you been in Scouting?
I've been like 10 years since I was in first grade.
Wow, that's great. What high school do you go to?
I go to Stadium High School.
Awesome, awesome. Russ, let's transition to you. I understand you're involved in Scouting as well.
I am. I'm an assistant Scoutmaster in Ryan's troop now, and I was also the Cub Master in Ryan's Cub Scout pack when he started in first grade.
Great. Were you involved in Ryan's project?
Yeah, a little bit, but only from the helping and guiding point of view. The whole purpose of the Scout projects is to have the Scouts learn leadership and do all the planning and organizing and project management work, and not actually do the actual work. So that's always a challenge for boys this age to figure that out, but it's a great learning experience.
I believe that Julius Gulch is actually the first Scout project that has received a grant from the Northeast Tacoma Neighborhood Council. Have there been any other Eagle Scout projects in the Northeast Tacoma community?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few, and in preparing for this, we did a little research, asked around the neighborhood, and we got a lot of pictures sent to us about projects throughout the Northeast Tacoma neighborhood area. There's actually a park bench at the rim of Julius Gulch that was an Eagle Scout project several years ago. There's a platform, observation platform in Dash Point State Park. There's quite a few Eagle Scout projects at the Light of Christ Community Garden area, and there's probably countless others.
It sounds like the Boy Scouts have been doing a lot of really great things in our community.
Yes,
Thank you. If someone is interested in learning more about Scouting, where can they get that information?
Well, they can go to the national website. It's www.scouting.org. And on the main page, there's a link that says Find Scouts in your area. You click that, you enter a zip code, and up comes a listing of all of the troops and packs, the Cub Scout packs in your area with contact information. And then really you would either reach out to them or maybe even you find a contact through one of your friends at school. That sometimes works.
Well, that's great information. Thank you so much for joining us and telling us more about your project and the Boy Scouts and all that they're doing to make our neighborhood a better place. We appreciate it. For those of you that are interested in learning more about the innovative grant process and how to apply for one, we invite you to please send an email to the Northeast Tacoma Neighborhood Council, and we will send you the application materials. Well, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this neighborhood moment. I recommend that you go and visit Ryan's project at Julius Gulch. Remember, if you'd like to get involved, please join us at the Northeast Tacoma Neighborhood Council meetings on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Center at North Point.
For more information on what's going on in your neighborhood, log on to the city's website, cityoftacoma.org/neighborhood councils.